employment is a key challenge that we have, and this is a discussion that we also have with the decision makers here as well. Is if they're looking to apply Saudiization, how do we make sure Saudiization is a term where companies must stick with a specific percentage of Saudi employees, male and
we
female.
have Emiratization here as well.
Emiratization as well.
Right.
So how do we make sure that we can achieve this without impacting business?
We have an announcement to make. Starting this June, Mapper Forward is bringing a new perspective to the Japanese coffee industry with Mapper Forward Japan. Every 2 weeks, we're highlighting a selected series from the Daily Coffee Pro by Mapper Forward, translated and available in Japanese on our YouTube channel. Follow along on our new Instagram account, Mapper Forward Japan, where we'll share industry commentary, episode clips, and market updates, all in Japanese. And if you're in the Japanese coffee industry, join our mailing list for updates and exclusive content, also in Japanese. All the details are at mapperforward.coffee/Japan, and we'd love you to share this information with your Japanese friends in the coffee industry. Check the show notes for details. Welcome to the Mapper Forward Middle East podcast, friends. I'm your host, Lee Safar, and this is episode 3 of a 5-part series with Osamah Alawwam from the Roasting House in Saudi Arabia. In this series, we're talking about the challenges of running a business in the Middle East. And in this episode, we're asking the question, what are the challenges in the Middle East business ecosystems? In this episode, I'm going to kind of like let Osamah just tell us all the problems. I don't want to get in the way so that we can use every single second to explore this. So, Osamah, we have a lot of problems that are being impacted or are accelerating in this all over the world, but particularly in the ecosystems that exist in the Middle East. And you have a lot of opinions about this. So what do you think some of the problems are or the challenges are for the business ecosystem here in the Middle East?
I think with every problem there are opportunities, and as a business owner, it's always smart to think where the opportunities are in anywhere problems exist or arise, and that makes successful businesses grow and be sustainable. If they continue to develop and find solutions to problems that people face. And when I say problems that people face, whether it's political issues, problems, challenges, or just day-to-day life challenges that people have, whether it's brewing coffee on the go or keeping their coffee hotter for longer or colder for longer, essentially. Right now, I think we live in an exciting or challenging, but I would say ever so
energized
approach to life. We have neighbors that are fighting. This could potentially, and I wish really peace for everybody, because peace is imperative for us as humans to continue to be alive, for sure, and coexist. I think what we need to focus on at the moment is, apart from praying for peace and hopefully,
inshallah,
and love and peanut butter, as you would say, love it.
You're early on that, but we'll take it anyway.
I think with challenges, let me take you back to what happened in 2008 and 2009 during the economic crisis,
the global crisis,
the
global financial crisis. Yeah.
What happened was fine dining restaurants and even not upscale, but casual dining restaurants had problems where people did not want to eat outside.
Is this in the UK, just for context, in the UK or in Saudi?
Yeah, that was in the UK. So people did not want to eat outside, but they didn't want to cook or didn't know how to cook, and didn't want to eat pre-packed meals from supermarkets, chilled, frozen meats. So they had an opportunity to eat better, but not spend so much money. This was a case study that existed at the time, and I think it still exists today, whether it's with the same players or not. But Domino's Pizza made so much money out of this by providing for this category of people who did not want to eat outside and spend money, or did not want to eat lower quality food, didn't want to cook, They wanted good pizzas, good brand, to the point where they actually financed their own staff to go and open franchise stores because they couldn't meet up with the demand. So wherever there is a problem, there is always an opportunity. And I think this puts the roasting house business model into a category where we're, alhamdulillah, successful
Alhamdulillah.
and scalable, because despite any problems, where people want to save money, they want to go into our stores and buy coffee and save money by
Right.
brewing at home. And if they wanted to spend money, they would go to cafes or lounges who use our coffee and equipment, and we would sell. So yes, the vast majority of our business goes to B2B, but we also provide for B2C through our website and branches, and where there is a decline here, somewhat it's somewhat balanced there, essentially.
Right.
So the opportunity for any entrepreneur is, how do I create a business that, despite any issues, problems, not any, you cannot mitigate all the
Everything. Yeah.
but how do I make sure that my business could continue to operate? And we saw this being tested to the extreme during COVID. COVID shut down everything except, and we're lucky to be in Saudi Arabia with under the patronage and government of a government that is so understanding and enabling, and worried about the security of not just health but also food for people. So they enabled food traders to still continue to operate through specific licenses. And I would go to the store, I would roast, and I would see the streets are empty, but I would actually personally serve delivery apps and people who had permits to come and
Wow.
collect them. And we would open separate channels of sales with bakers, with people who we didn't have any business in the past with, but because they had permits and they also wanted to sell. And we worked with bakers, we worked with other apps who had permits to sell. So it is your mandate as a business owner to find, how can I make a sale where there is a challenge.
Right.
At the same time, we also saw the weakest link in this. The weakest links are the farmers that we worked with, who could not get access to their farms in Panama or Guatemala or Costa Rica, and maybe lost some of their crop. And we said, look, we will still continue to buy from you. We will still continue to support you. We will still honor the contracts that we had with you, because we know that this is something that a cloud that will pass, and we will still continue to do business. Until date, we are doing business with them. And it just showed us how really weak that sort of chain, or fragile that part of the entire ecosystem. And today we're looking at challenges with regards to logistics. So if a farmer spends 8 or 9 months of the year producing the best quality coffee that they can, and spend 3-4 months harvesting and then processing it and then shipping it to us, we would find difficulties into receiving it because of logistic issues or difficulties. How do you mitigate those? This is something that you have to be on your toes every single day, trying to find the best shipping ways, to honor the farmers' hard work, to honor the brand standard that you provide fresh harvest, fresh roast, better quality coffee, but also does well to the ecosystem of producer. So when we are looking at the ecosystem, we're not looking at just the ecosystem internally, we're also looking at externally. And this includes farmers in Saudi Arabia as well. And this is, I think, one of the most underestimated aspect of our part. We are in a region, we are coffee producers in Saudi Arabia and Yemen. We are roasters, Saudi Arabia and all GCC. And I know that we are the best roasters in the world who produce impeccable quality coffee, fully traceable, beautiful packaging, beautiful customer experience. But that is only seen and appreciated by people who come and see it and appreciate it. We used to be in the past screaming and say, look, we have this, we have that, we do trade shows, exhibitions, come and see us. But we don't do this anymore because we feel that we're acknowledged by people who really really deserve what they are getting in terms of the quality, because they made the effort to come and see what's going to happen. And if you are behind offices somewhere abroad and you underestimate what's happening, then I think you will still continue to be where you are, and missing, and feeling that the benchmark is where you are at, where the benchmark has exceeded by far what's happening globally. Roasters in GCC are doing impeccably well when it comes to traceability, when it comes to sustainability, when it comes to true and genuine impact and change. And it's our mandate to support this as well by running competitions, championships locally, and representing those globally in the voice of specialty coffee. We gave out free roasters to producers in Saudi Arabia, so they can try what roasters want in terms of coffee. And now they're doing anaerobic fermentation, they're doing co-infusion, fruit infusing, they're doing better quality naturals, they're doing experimenting with honeys and washed. So not just the new experimental procedures, but how better produce coffee that is that the varieties of. In the past, they didn't know the varieties of what coffee is being produced.
Right.
It's just typical, or it's just heirloom varieties that they've inherited from their parents. Now there is scientific research that's going into it by the Saudi Coffee Company, a public investment fund arm, which is owned by the government, but also targeting to enable coffee farmers in Saudi Arabia. And now we're seeing things like Taif Rose. Taif is a city in the south that produces some of the best Damascus rose in the world. And it's accredited by the or acknowledged by the United Nations, UNESCO, as an intangible asset of Saudi Arabia. And we did confusion with Taif Rose to produce Saudi-grown black roasted coffee in filters that are just elevating the coffee standard in the industry. And we've seen acknowledgement by the Specialty Coffee Association in UAE, who acknowledge these filters as something unique and something amazing, because they saw the value of this
Right.
part of the world, and acknowledging this part of the world and the efforts that are happening in this part of the world.
Right. So if we look at what the challenges are in this part of the world, specifically, what do you think are some of the challenges that we need to start addressing as an ecosystem?
One of the things for sure is I suppose employment, and getting more locals engaged in employment. In the past, we used to see people being scared of baristas' job as a secondary job, but we want people to know that being a barista is not a secondary job. I've seen in the past 15 years of the business, I've seen people start from baristas to becoming CEOs of multi-million Saudi riyal selling companies worth hundreds of millions of riyals, or dirhams, or dinars, really being run by people who started as baristas. So yes, you can start as a barista, move upwards to head barista, move upwards in operations or finance or marketing, or continue to be a barista that does competitions, that does consulting, that does new branch openings, that does. So employment is a key challenge that we have, and this is a discussion that we also have with the decision makers here as well. Is if they're looking to apply Saudiization, how do we make sure Saudiization is a term where companies must stick with a specific percentage of Saudi employees, male and
We
female.
have Emiratization here as well.
Emiratization as well.
Right.
So how do we make sure that we can achieve this without impacting business? So how do we? What are
So
the
it's
things
not
that
prohibitive to doing business, right?
Of course, yeah. So how do we do this? We look at training. We look at opportunities. We look at classification of jobs in the coffee industry, in the F&B industry at large. Because someone could start as a barista and become F&B manager in a hotel, or in a
Right.
and everything is a home or is a local business. So we're looking at boutique hotels who are being run by people who started as juniors in restaurants or cafes. And we saw a success story with the chefs, the Saudi Chefs Association, where
Yeah.
chefs are highly paid. It's a very respected career to go into, and we want this to be applied to coffee industry too.
Well, and for anyone out there that's thinking about becoming a barista and is a Saudi or is an Emirati and are thinking that it's, they're worried about whether they should do that. I have been a genetic scientist. I didn't like it. I have been a project manager and senior business analyst for IBM. I didn't like it. Being a barista, I did that for 15 years. And it was the best job that I've ever had. I left my corporate job to get into coffee right at the beginning of specialty coffee. And I could not believe, I would have done it for free. That's how incredible it was. And it took me all over the world. I have been a barista in Australia. I have been a barista in America. I have been a barista in the UK. And the gifts that it brings you in your heart and in your mind and in your soul, as the relationships that you make and the things that you learn about yourself and the way you learn to do hospitality. And at the time I became a barista in Australia, it was a really, really great paying profession, right? Like I was earning $100,000 a year.
Wow.
As a full-time barista. So it was, now I think I've got the best job in coffee and there's nobody else who's got the job that I've got in coffee. It's a very unique position that I have, alhamdulillah. But easily being a barista is something that will enrich your life. It will completely change the way that you see the world. You will get to learn about people. You will get to make relationships in your local business place that you will make friends for life. You will also start to understand people very differently. You will look at your coworkers in a very different way. You will learn about different cultures in such a beautiful way. It's amazing. It's amazing. Being a barista is amazing. And if you get the opportunity to do it with the expectation that you're there to learn about things that you didn't ever expect it could teach you. And it will take you on to bigger things, 100%, 100%. But don't be scared of doing this. It is the biggest gift you could give yourself, in my opinion. That's just what I experienced being a barista.
Well done. Thank you so much, Lee. That is absolutely heartwarming. Really touched
Thank
me
you.
because I genuinely feel the same.
Yeah.
You can easily stand up without sitting for 4 hours.
Easy.
And not know.
Yaret, 4 hours. 4 hours.
Yeah,
We were
yeah,
doing 12-hour shifts, and we maybe got to sit down for 20 minutes to quickly eat a sandwich, and that was it.
But eating that sandwich was a great reward.
You know, my family are farmers in Syria, and I remember my uncle saying, "There's no meal that tastes better than the meal that you have at the end of the day of working on a farm."
Absolutely.
I never understood this sandwich that you sit down to eat. I exactly understood what he meant when I had to quickly inhale a sandwich after having been standing on my feet for 8 hours.
I love it. When I used to close shop at around 11 o'clock or 10 p.m. 10:30 p.m. We would have سجادة يعني
Yeah, nice. Here we sit on the floor and eat, folks. So for those who don't know,
yeah. So we used to mop the floor and then
put down a carpet.
Put down a carpet and just eat with our hands, whatever is there.
Yeah.
But it's grilled meat from the shop next door.
Yeah. And it's don't talk to me. I don't want to speak to anyone. I just want to
eat and go home. But at the same time, it's sharing that meal and sharing.
It's amazing.
There would be laughs, there would be maybe tears sometimes, but it was just really, really nice and rewarding to close down for the day or for the night and just sit down but being a salesperson and barista and roaster and meeting people every day really sculpted how I have confidence in talking to people.
Yeah, me too.
And the ability to sell, but sell consultatively, because I know that the person right there could come back tomorrow and say, "You didn't do good for me. I bought this
You have to
right.
face that same person the next day, right?
Also, that person is you. You have to face
Yeah.
that person. Did I give them something that they appreciate? Is it something that they really helped make them enjoy what you sold to them? And I've had people come back to me without interrupting. I've had people come back to me 4 years, 3 years after, and they say, "Look, Osamah, you did something that I will never forget." And it was something that I don't
You
know.
don't even remember.
Yeah, I
But you
don't-
bring up something really interesting there, because I
Yeah.
think that that's another challenge that we have in this region, which is when a barista is also a salesperson.
Yeah.
Look, how do I say this gently, which is very out of character for me, but I'll try. So we have a challenge here where people don't sell the way that they're meant to sell in a cafe. They are a little bit reserved. The baristas and the people who are facing the customer are more reserved, and not that they need to be aggressive, but there is a kind of shyness towards suggesting to a customer, do you need an extra bag of coffee? Or if you are, and a lot of the time the problem is having the conversation.
Yes. Yes. It's true.
And I guess that really leads us into our next episode, where we're going to talk about cultural limitations, and what the cultural limitations in this region enable, what challenges they enable. So join us for the next episode, folks, where we're going to deep dive into what I was just talking about. It's a really fascinating thing for us to unpack. Peace, love, and peanut butter. Have an amazing rest of your day. This episode is part of a 5-part series produced by Mapper Forward. Check the full playlist and guest details in the show notes, as well as how you can support our work in the coffee industry. Become a premium YouTube subscriber, explore our Patreon and any brands we've partnered with to bring you this podcast. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It really does help us grow our audience.